What's up, everyone? Welcome to Everything Guitar Episode 7. I am Ben France, your host for this weekly dive into the world of the guitar. If you're a new viewer to Everything Guitar, what you can expect from this series is kind of a weekly exploration into a variety of guitar-related topics. Things that might be included will be news segments about maybe new products, new music releases, and new news within the guitar world. Also, a mini lesson that we do every week where we cover a topic on the guitar, whether it's something basic like chords or scales or something more in-depth like some music theory. In addition to that, we also cover things such as featuring specific guitar players and or specific instruments. So if you find this to be useful or helpful or entertaining or funny or anything like that, feel free to go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Also, if you find this particular video to be useful, you can give me a thumbs up. And I would love it if you ring the bell for notifications also. That way you can find out when not only the new episodes of Everything Guitar go live, which is at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, GMT minus 5 hours every Wednesday afternoon, but also when additional music-related content goes live here on my YouTube channel. So that being said, let's jump into the news for this week. Alright, the first thing that I want to cover this week in the news is the recent announcement that Bandcamp has announced that they're waiving their revenue portion that they take of artist music that's uploaded and sold through the Bandcamp website every Friday through the remainder of the year 2020. They're doing this as something to help out artists based on the fact that obviously there's really no touring or shows or anything like that going on. So let's jump over to the screen here and we'll kind of take a look at the release. This is from guitar.com. And you see that it says Bandcamp announces revenue waived Fridays will continue until the end of 2020. So, the announcement follows the incredible success of the first 4 such revenue waived Fridays, raising over $20 million for artists and labels. And the scheme was first introduced in March as a means to support independent artists and labels amid the coronavirus pandemic. Acknowledging the COVID-19 pandemic is, quote, far from over, the website announced that Bandcamp Fridays will continue being held on the first Friday of every month for the rest of the year. With a few exceptions, gigs, tours, and festivals are canceled across the globe. Lockdown artists are focused instead on live streaming and digital sales. In Bandcamp's latest blog post, it reported over $75 million in direct-to-artist sales since March. Adding that, quote, to date, fans have paid artists over $500 million on Bandcamp. So, if you are a fan of music, now is a wonderful opportunity to get some of the music that you want and get the revenue, the money from that directly to the artists that you love. In these trying times right now, like I said at the start, there is no touring, there are no shows going on. And based on that, that means then that artists have very limited revenue streams coming in. And if you know anything about the music industry, you know that the streaming services such as Spotify and Deezer and Amazon Music and so on and so forth are wonderful for artist exposure, but they do very little to nothing as far as putting money in artists' pockets. So if you do have certain musicians or artists that you enjoy their music, enjoy the art that they put out, and it's something that helps you make your day better, happier, get you through tough times, something like that, this is a wonderful opportunity to jump over to Bandcamp the first Friday of every month and purchase some actual music from those artists, be it digital downloads or physical media or something like that. But this will give the opportunity then for you to support the artist directly. If you're not real familiar with the music industry, you will know that services such as Spotify or Deezer or Amazon Music, all the streaming services, while they're great opportunities for artists to get exposure, they don't really make any money off that. And with no live shows going on right now or no touring going on right now, there are limited opportunities for musicians to make a living. So if you want to support the musicians that you love and support music in general, I would highly encourage you to jump over to Bandcamp the first Friday of every month and purchase some music directly from those artists. Alright, for this week's mini guitar lesson, I thought we would dive a little bit into the concept of chord inversions. Last week we started a journey into the modes of the major scale. We looked at the second mode, the Dorian mode. And as I stated in that video, I didn't feel like I was real comfortable or the biggest expert on modes. And so with that being the case, I want to make sure that I'm very, very solid on my knowledge of those before we dive further into that, because I want this to be useful and helpful content and not content that adds further confusion, which if you're like me, the modes can be confusing. So I thought we'd step back into our journey on chords. Previous episodes, in episodes 4 and 5, we covered how to create a major triad and a minor triad, which the triads are basic chords made up of, as it would sound like, 3 notes. So what are chord inversions? Chord inversions are variations on a chord shape where the bass or the root note of the chord is not in the lowest note that you have tonally or in the base of the chord itself. You'll often see these things written as slash chords, where you may see a C sharp slash or a C/E chord, meaning that you're playing a C chord over an E for the bass, or a C/G, meaning that you're playing a C major chord, but you have the G in the bass as opposed to your C being your lowest note. So that's a little bit of theory on that, but how does this actually work? What does it look like? Let's dive into that a little bit, and let's take a look, and we're gonna go with the easiest, most basic chord that most music theory starts out with, which is the C major chord. So this is how our standard C major chord is created. We have our root typically, and everybody probably knows this form. Our root is the C, 3rd fret on the 5th string. Turn it up just a bit. Our 3rd is the E, which is 2nd fret on the 4th string. Then our 5th is the G, which is our open 3rd string. And then of course we have our octave C, 1st fret on the 2nd string, and our octave E open on the 1st string. But the basic triad is C, E, G. 1 or root, 3 or 3rd, 5 or 5th. So that's our standard chord form of a C chord. Now inversions, like I said, with inversions what you do is you basically flip these around, meaning that the C is not necessarily in the base of the chord anymore, is not the lowest note. So what would that look like? Let's explore the C major chord. Well, what notes do we have that make up the C major? We have C, we have E, and we have G. So where else can we play that? We're gonna keep our exploration today between the 1st and the 12th fret, because obviously things just start repeating themselves once we get to fret 13. So if we have a C, an E, and a G, let's look at maybe E. What is our absolute lowest E we can play on the guitar? That's our open 6th string, yes? So there's an E. So if we wanted to invert this and put the E in the bass, then we could do an E, C, G. Open 6th string, 3rd fret, 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string. We could actually go up and do E, G, and C there as well, but that's kind of a repeat. So let's jump then, starting on the 5th string. If our bass note with a C is here, C, E, G, then let's think, okay, what's our next note in that chord is an E. Where's our next E on the 5th string? Up here on fret number 7. So if we play that along with fret number 5, we've got our E, fret number 7, string 5. We've got our G, fret number 5, string number 4. We've got our C, fret number 5, string number 3. So there's another inversion. C major, C over E. So then let's keep moving up this string. So if we're thinking our next note then is a G, where's the next G on this string? That's going to be fret number 10. So we would have G, C, the next string down, and then E. So that's fret number 10, string number 5, our G, which is our 5th. So we've got our 5th in the bass. C, fret number 10, string number 4. And E, fret number 9, string number 3. So that would be a C over G, because our G is our bass note, but the chord we're playing is a C. So now let's jump onto the next string then. So we have our E here, yes. We have a G, and then we have our C here. So that would be 2nd string, or pardon me, 2nd fret, 4th string is our 5th, our E. Open 3rd string, G, our 3rd, and 1st fret, 2nd string, C. So E, G, C. So that's another C over E. Going up then, next one would be on fret number 5. That's a G on the 4th string. Fret number 5 on the 3rd string is a C. Fret number 5 on the 2nd string is an E. So that would be another C over G. But it's still a C chord, yes, because we're still playing the same triad. We're playing a G, a C, and an E. Just like down here, our original form has a G, an E, and a C. Hear that tonally? G, C, E, G, C, E. So then going up from there, our next form we would have coming up to here, we have a C on our 10th fret of the 4th string. Then our next note would be 9th fret of the 3rd string is an E, and then 8th fret of the 2nd string is a G. So that is an octave above our original form. So that's just a straight C major, just in a different position. Same as this. So moving on, next string that we have then, we have, excuse me. If we just jump down, just barely change our form, we started here. That octave higher C major. Then if we go down to here, we have E, G, C. So there you go, several different forms of the C major chord, several different inversions. The question may be, well, what would I use these for? Well, think of this as an economy type of thing when you're playing guitar. If you're playing something you want to have a C major chord in it, if you always fall back to this, that can be pretty labor intensive. If you're playing something up higher on the fretboard, and then you want to go to C major, so jump down to there. But if you just go, so you can do like here. See how much less movement there is as opposed to playing. Just go. So there you go, chord inversions. That's on the C major. I challenge you all then to look into that. Look at your guitar this week. If you know your fretboard and you know the notes on the fretboard, where all can you build a C major with different inversions? With your 3rd, your E in the bass, or with your 5th, your G in the bass. There are just a ton of opportunities there. So that wraps up Everything Guitar Episode 7. I hope you found this video to be useful, helpful, or entertaining, and hopefully it'll help you a little bit with your journey into learning this instrument, the guitar, and learning more about it, and being more engrossed in the world of the guitar. Make sure to tune in next week where we'll have some more content regarding building chords. We'll also have some more content regarding news, along with me and my guitar, which next week will feature one of my own guitars, once again, that's currently on the bench where I couldn't cover it this week. Also, we may have a special surprise visit from another YouTuber, a friend of mine who's an awesome guitar player, has a great YouTube channel as well. We may get to jump in a little bit, have a little bit of a conversation with him on his journey to become the player he is today and what guitar means to him. So as always, if you found this video to be helpful or useful or entertaining, feel free to click the subscribe button down below, ring the bell for notifications. There will be some more videos coming out later this week. They're going to be a little bit shorter format. And maybe give me a thumbs up if you found this video to be helpful. Hope everybody is doing well out there, and keep playing. Take care, everyone. Bye.